So, my name is Patrick Jennings, and I first went to Nigeria in 1949. That was the year I was ordained, and I was appointed to the Vicariate of Lagos, which in those days included Ibadan. And so I was assigned to Ogumpa in Ibadan. There I spent 1 week only, and I was moved to Okeari Seminary. And there began what I would say were the happiest years of my life. You know, I was in Okeari until the end of 53, and again from 57 to almost 68. So, you know, it gave me great joy now to be involved in teaching the future leaders of the church in Nigeria. Because among my students, I can name 2 cardinals and more than a dozen bishops. Now you may say, well, who are the 2 cardinals? Well, of course, Cardinal OJEDEJI'S and Cardinal Christian Toomey of the Cameroons, who entered Okeari, you know, from, I think it was Jos, but later was persuaded to declare for his home diocese in the Cameroons. So, you know, that was a wonderful experience to see the growth of the church in Nigeria. And can you believe that in 1949 there were only 2 residences in Ibadan, Okipadi and Okeari, and those other places like Okeado, Okeofa, Moore Plantation, those were outstations that gradually built up. And of course in time Ibadan was cut off as its own diocese. So I thank God that, you know, I was allowed to be involved in such work. And I had a few home appointments and went back to Nigeria finally in, 1975, and ended up as secretary to Archbishop Okoje, who was my former student. That gave me great joy. And then I had the extreme joy of going to Rome from Ireland to witness him being raised to the cardinalate. So, you might ask me, well, what are the futures? I believe what many people say, that the future of the Catholic Church lies in Africa. And you can see that the growth of the church in Africa, you can see too that the Holy Father recognizes that. Only last week he was again in Africa in the Republic of Benin. So I have no doubt that the church is safe in the hands of our African confrères.
Okay, Father, so what's our seminarians now, since you were involved in formation, what advice will you give to our new generation seminarians? Because we were involved in the formation.
The new generation of
seminarians.
Oh, seminarians. Yeah. Well, my advice to the seminarians today would be the same as my advice always, and that is you apply yourself to your work. Study and advancing in prayer, all of that will make you a good priest. Yeah.
Thank you, Father.
Yeah.
I'm grateful.